So I don't usually talk in my videos, mainly because I don't really like my voice, let alone like having my voice recorded. And like, I don't know, I've just never liked my voice. But one of my friends is always like, why don't you talk in your videos, you know, be like other beauty gurus and stuff like that. But I don't consider myself a beauty guru, mainly because I'm still learning. I just, I do this for fun. Like, makeup is, it's just like a hobby. And, you know, I don't, I know I'm not the best, I just try. I do what makes me happy and what makes me feel good. So today, I guess I put a question or a poll on Instagram and asked for video suggestions, because one of them was being a young mom and I believe how it affected me. Well, I don't really think I'm that much of a young mom. I was 17 when I had Evie, which is my daughter, which at the time I was 2 months away from my 18th birthday. And when I had gotten pregnant, I was already graduated and going to college for digital photography. Unfortunately, I had to stop because my morning sickness was just, so bad that I couldn't go to the campus, every day for classes. And that I ended up having to go into online classes, and that didn't really work out for me because depending on the day, I guess, I'm more of a visual learner or a hands-on. I can do either or. I'm a pretty fast learner and I adapt to situations pretty easily and quickly. Sorry if you guys can see like the ring light in my glasses. I just didn't feel like doing makeup, and it when I wear beanies I feel weird without my glasses, so yeah. So when I did get pregnant, we were living in California. I currently live in Idaho now. So the reason for that is that California wasn't really treating on my family very good. My dad used to work on cars, and the city was always like coming after him, when like saying he was running a business when he was just doing it to help his friends. Like, he never asked for payment, anything like that. If they did, give him money, it was just because like they felt so grateful because they were gonna have to go pay like $300 at a shop, when my dad is doing it, for them as a favor. So yeah, and like the house we were at, it was fine at first, but then like over time it just kind of started, breaking down because it was kind of an old house. Um, uh, there was like mushrooms sometimes growing through the ceiling. Like, we cleaned it and everything, and we told the landlord, but he never did anything about it, which was pretty shitty. And my room in particular was right next to the bathroom, and for some odd reason the water would somehow leak into my room, like through under the floorboards or something. I don't know how to explain it, but basically my room would always smell like bathroom water, and so like we would constantly clean it and everything, but it just kept coming back. So I guess it's a good thing we moved. But before we moved, I moved in with my boyfriend, which is my daughter's dad. And we I stayed there while my parents stayed at my one of my good friends' houses until they decided to move up to Idaho. Now the reason for that is that my mom has a lot of like all her brothers and sisters live up here, and her mom, you know, my grandma, they all live up here. And they've been telling us for years, you know, like, you guys should move up here, you know, it's really good, and we love it up here, you'll love it. And my mom just never, like, we were so used to California, like, we didn't really want to deal with, you know, bringing all our stuff up here and, you know, moving to a new environment. You know, now I'm really glad that we did, you know. Um, I feel it's like way safer here. Well, it is way safer here, and especially since, you know, I have a child now. Um, well, like I said, I moved in with my boyfriend and his grandparents in like June, and we had my baby shower because we thought we were leaving with them on the 20th of June, but um, they ended up surprising us and saying that we could stay till I had, you know, my daughter. But that ended up not happening. We ended up moving up here with them in September. I was due in October. So we moved up here with them, and then we were staying with my uncle until we could find our own, you know, place. And so I think for maybe like a week, I was helping my mom look for houses and stuff. And then we found this really nice house. It was 2 stories, but when they gave us like a code to go unlock the padlock or whatever to go take a look at the house, and after we looked at the house, we were like, yeah, this is perfect, you know. And we contacted um the people, and they were like, oh, that house is actually sold already. And so I was like, why would you still have the, you know, listing up if it's sold and giving all these people the lock code to it? But whatever. So then we found the house that we're currently living in. Yes, we still live with my parents because for both my boyfriend and I work, I guess, mostly nights, and so my mom works mornings, so it's easier for us to have someone that we trust, and, you know, in our own, you know, comfort of our house to, you know, watch my daughter. And so, well, my sister usually watches her, but right now she's in Pennsylvania, and she's most likely gonna stay out there. But anyways, so we just found that easier. Um, well, like I said, the house we're currently living in, I found the listing for it, or no, we actually found a list, and we saw a house for rent, like a couple streets down from where my uncle used to live. And so we contacted the what would you call him? I guess landlord, you know. And he was like, oh, that house is actually already sold. And so he told us that he had this other listing, and that if we wanted to go take a look at that one. And so we went and took a look, and it had 3 bedrooms and a big bonus room. And so he said that, you know, he really liked us and everything, and so that he does have another family looking at it, so that if we wanted to like submit all our paperwork like right away. And so he gave us, you know, forms and stuff like that. And so we went home, filled it all out, and then I believe emailed it to him like the next day. And so he gave us a call back and was like, yeah, you guys can move in. I believe it was like October like the 3rd or 10th, something like that, literally days before I was going to give birth. And so that worked out really well. And I'd say for about, well, not say, I was a stay-at-home mom for 2 years. And then I just felt bad that, my boyfriend was contributing, or that he was the only one providing for us. Like, he didn't mind or anything, but I just felt bad. And so I started, like, putting in applications. I never really actually thought, any of them were going to call me back, which, it sounds bad, but, you know. And so I had actually gotten a job offer from Target, and I went and they set me up for a second interview. And then I went to the second interview. They had me sign all these papers and said, okay, we're going to call you back for orientation. So I'm sitting there waiting like a couple days. She said that it should have been in on like a Wednesday, and I had gone in on like a Saturday. And so I waited till Wednesday and I called, and she was like, oh, it takes a couple days, and I didn't think anything of it. Anyways, it went back and forth like that for like 2 months. And so I was supposed to be seasonal. And so I ended up, instead of trying to talk to that manager, I ended up talking to the HR person, and she said that unfortunately they went with another person with more experience. And I was like, well, that's not what we'll call her Veronica. That's not what Veronica told me. And so she said, I told her that Veronica told me that, she kept telling me that it would take a couple days, background checks come in every day and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, well, yeah, I'm so sorry about that, but unfortunately we did fill the position with someone else. So that ended up not working out. And then a couple months went by, and then I actually got a call one morning. I missed the call because I was sleeping. And so I called them back, and it was from Walmart, which is where I currently work at. And so they asked me if I could come in for an interview, and I was like, yeah. And so we set it up, and then I went in, and I was so nervous because I don't do well in interviews, just because it's hard for me to make friends in general. So like, just trying to get someone to like me for a job, think I'm qualified and stuff. I ended up getting hired on the spot, which was so bizarre to me because I was just expecting, like to get another interview and like go from there and stuff like that. But no, they had me fill out my availability right there and then, like finish filling it out because I guess something happened in the system where it didn't go through right. And so I went to the people in personnel, and they had me sign all, the paperwork and everything, and she told me to come back for orientation, that she'd call me. And I got a little worried, just because of my experience with Target. And so she did end up calling me for the orientation, and I went in and basically, got hired and everything. And so I've been there for about, let's see, I started in May of last year, so 9 months. So I've been there for 9 months, and overall I like it. Yeah, I mean, I know this was supposed to be like a video of like me being a young mom and how it affected me, but it kind of just turned into, I guess, like, I used to live in California and now I live in Idaho, and this is why, and all that. I will say that being a parent is definitely difficult at times. I would definitely suggest to other people, do not have kids if you don't think you're ready. Granted, I don't think I was ready, but I could never. I am pro-choice. Just to throw that out there. But I personally would not be able to have, an abortion or anything like that. So, everyone has their opinions on that and everything. I am grateful, for my daughter. My daughter's name is Evie, if you didn't catch that, or, I don't post much about her just because when she was younger, I would always post about her and stuff like that. But then it came to my attention that there are people out there that are sick and disgusting that will, be very inappropriate. That will be very inappropriate for no reason other than for their own, what do you want to call it? Sick benefit, which but yeah, I don't post about her much, but I mean, in my Instagram bio and everything like that, I have, that I am a mother, and that is where most of my, I guess, not following, but like following comes from. So I guess that's it. I mean, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, want me to talk about anything more, you can go ahead and comment down below. I'm not really a person who really cares about numbers or anything like that, so if you guys want, you can go ahead and subscribe. If you don't, that's fine. I don't care, so if you want, like I said, go ahead and subscribe, and yeah, I guess that's it. I'll think about doing more videos like this. Now that I've done it, it doesn't seem that scary, but yeah, I'll see you guys later.